Welcome to Coal-Fed Families. I'm Randy Walters, and our guest on this broadcast is Kentucky State Senator Brandon Smith. Brandon, welcome to Coal-Fed Families.
Thank you, Randy.
All right. Hey, we've Brandon and I have been involved in a lot of things in the past and built up a level of trust. And when I'm telling you that Brandon Smith is the one we have to trust for coal, then you can believe me because I've seen what he's done. Joey Lewis and I testified in front of the Senate Natural Resources and Energy Committee. I'll get it right in a minute. And that was at the invitation of Brandon Smith. And that was when we broke the news to the Senate about to a lot of folks there that didn't know that the water conductivity test the EPA was starting to demand and focus in on was going to be such a problem, and we helped to get that word out. And I think that was in February. I'm pretty sure it was because it snowed like a pig that day here, and it was cold. It was cold. But Brandon is with us, and we're going to talk about some things that have to do with coal. And we're going to talk about state sovereignty and the fact that Brandon's been accused of having a fundraiser for Jack Conway when it was actually Brandon's opponent that had the fundraiser for Jack Conway. It was the news we got out of Harlan. So let's get that out of the books. You know, if it's going to be a fundraiser, it's going to be for a vacation for Conway to take after
his retirement fund.
Yeah,
we had some people that had asked us about that, and I think they'd listened to maybe part of the show. But we don't support people that don't support coal, and this guy does not support coal. But my opponent did do a fundraiser for him across from the courthouse in Harlan County, and had him over there. My understanding is 7 people decided they'd come over and try to help him out. So I think it's very successful.
Big crowd.
Yeah.
There's a thing that you've been telling folks that about Conway. In case you're in the coal fields out there and you're undecided, okay, which I hate to hear that, but if you are and your job is related to the coal, which means that if you're working in these mountains, we're talking to you, no matter whether it's at a restaurant, whether it's at a hospital, at a school, no matter what, if it's not for this coal here, hey, you don't have a job. And the next thing is the biggest tax increase in the history of the world is what will happen if cap and trade should go through. And you want to tell them about Conway's statement?
I do, and I think this is real important, obviously, not if you work in the coal fields, but if you have family that work in the coal fields, or you're a small business person that relies on revenue generated by the coal fields. But I want to back up for a second. I want to give you all credit with your show. This is a family production that you've got here. You are a local business person, somebody that has done some of the best investigative reporting that we've seen in the mountains.
Well, thank you.
And you're really the one that broke this stuff on the OHMs. I mean, you remember you called me after you and Joey got together and alerted me and my office in Frankfort. I happened to be the chairman of the committee that oversaw that, and we acted very quickly, and we got our data together. I had no idea that it was going to be as bad as that, and you all shed light, and that's great investigative reporting, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Second is that in office, as an elected official, the most important thing is that we say the stuff that we truly mean. We take the positions that we truly stand behind. And then we have a record of these things, so you, the voters, can look and see if you like what we've done. And Jack Conway has not done that. And while I'm not in that race, it bothers me tremendously that he has been telling people that he has always been against cap and trade. Now I want to rewind the clock a little bit. The Cole County Association met back early in the year in Louisville, Kentucky, and I was a guest speaker that day at the event in Louisville. And as I was addressing the crowd, I looked down and I saw Dale Mangiardo and Jack Conway, and I thought how unique it is for us coal people to all be together and have a chance to ask these two guys running for a very powerful position how they felt about coal. Dale Mangiardo came up to the podium where I was standing, and I gave him the microphone. He said, "I'm against cap and trade," and I think he actually called it cap and tax program. He said, "I'm for coal. I'm against it." Jack Conway walked up to the microphone, and he said, "Randy," he said that this is going to happen regardless. And we need to get our minds around this. That's going to happen. And he said that it is better to be inside the room when the doors are shut than outside, and that he would be inside those closed doors negotiating the best deal that he could for us after cap and trade passed. And you have to appreciate somebody being honest, but I knew right then and there, it was very clear for me where each of these individuals stood on coal. Of course, Daniel lost, and now he's out there, and somehow he's lost his memory, and he thinks all of us that were in there that day, and I'm sure that's probably been recorded, that we've forgotten his position. We haven't forgotten his position. I mean, I think it's very clear Rand Paul is extremely pro-coal, and Jack Conway, by his own admission, wants to be, cap and trade's going to pass anyhow. It's better for him to be supportive, so he's in this room when the doors are shut. Folks, let's be clear. I don't want to be in any closed-door meeting with this president working against the very state that I am sworn to uphold and protect. You can count me out.
The cap and trade issue is an issue that is not just going to hurt the coal miners, which it will. It's also going to hurt a great many of our senior citizens and people on fixed incomes, because it's going to cause their power bills to double, and in some estimates even triple. And anybody that would talk about that in any way, shape, or form in the acceptance of such a tremendous tax on the people is just not the kind of person that we need to send to Washington. That's not what we need.
Well, no, and in the paper here just a few days ago, he said that global warming was a known truth. Now, folks, come on! I think that debate's still out there. That the founder of the Weather Channel said this has probably been the greatest hoax ever perpetrated on the American public. There's a lot of scientists out there that disagree. I think that we need to try to get back to somewhere in the middle so that we know what we're doing, and get back to realistic dialogue, which is not taking place in this country right now. The last thing we need to send is some people down there that have already got themselves committed on some high horse about we don't need coal anymore. We're going to generate all the power needs of the nation through wind energy and stuff. Spain followed this lead. Now they have 27 to 28% unemployment. Actually, could be as high as 29, and it's ruined their economy. I don't think we need to be following President Obama as he leads us toward what Spain's disaster has been. We've got a great resource here. We're very proud of the work that we do. I mean, Louisville, Kentucky, just earlier in the year, we had General Electric come before my committee. They're going to produce the most efficient hot water heater in the world. They brought it back from China to produce it in the industrial park in Louisville, Kentucky, that hasn't had a job in 25 years. They brought back 950 jobs there. The chairman of General Electric sat before my committee and said that if the prices of coal moved up by 1/3 of a cent, then that would put them out of being competitive for it, and that because of our good, reliable source of coal here and cheap energy rates, that they could produce this in Louisville. And my thought was, all these 950 people that just got these good jobs, good paying jobs, should have a Friends of Coal sticker on their car. It shows you that we produce a product here that helps Louisville be able to attract jobs, and they pay taxes that helps the entire state. We're in this whole thing together. But we've got a whole group of dividers out there that want to keep us divided, Eastern Kentucky and Louisville and Lexington, and keep this fight going so they can get away with their agenda. And as an elected official, that's a foolish approach for us to go. We provide a wonderful service and a product that is needed in Lexington and Louisville and all over this state and all over this nation. And we should be extremely proud of that, and we should be very protective of that.
We have run out of time on this broadcast, and I do want to thank you for being here, and there will be other broadcasts with Brandon we're going to do. So for Coal Fed Families and for Senator Brandon Smith, I'm Randy Walters, saying we'll see you later.